All right, so let's get straight to the point. It's Furly Boy here with another video. I live in Sydney, and Sydney has a lot of problems. We have a really bad nightlife. Everything's so damn expensive here. Don't even get me started on the house prices. But we have a major problem that I experience every morning on my way to work. And it's not the fact that I hate my job or anything like that, but literally the worst part of my day, the thing that ruins my day every single morning is the drive to work. Because for some reason, I don't know if you can hear that screeching in the back. It's very appropriate for this video. But I reckon our drivers are some of the worst drivers in the world. You can say anything you want, but there's one thing that you can admit, and I've talked to other people about this, but Sydney people do not know how to drive. Period. Full stop. Whatever you want to say. So we start off with the most obvious problems and then we'll go to little nitpicks that I have about Sydney drivers. So why does everyone in Sydney drive so freaking slow, man? It's like the worst when you're like in a rush in the morning and you just need to get to work. Not even if you're in a rush. If you're just at like going to work in the morning, like don't you assume that everybody wants to go to work as well. Everyone wants to go to work on time. Everyone has somewhere to be. But there's people out there in the morning that are driving like they've got nowhere to be, bro. Like, like I'm not asking you to speed. Like, stay within the limits of the road rules and stuff, right? But at least go the speed limit. And like, but people in Sydney for some reason they insist on going like 20. I've seen 20 under the speed limit. Like it's not even a school zone, but you'll be going 40 in a 60 zone. Like, yeah, it's just I don't know what it is with Sydney people, but they drive so damn slow. And then the thing that pisses me off is like when I drive by them, they're like on their phone, like with the phone in their lap. Like, bro, there's literally like holders you can buy for your phone. Like, you just put it on the holder, and you won't have to be looking at your lap the whole time that you're driving. Like, bro, some stuff that doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, I digress. Okay, the first problem is that everyone's so damn slow in Sydney. I don't know why you just don't want to go speed limit. All right, so like especially on the highway, like why are you in the right lane if you're gonna go 10 under? Like, as I said, I'm not asking you to speed. Like, I don't want you to speed. Like, I want you to follow the road rules, but it's like, bro, like you do know that you driving slow is actually more of a danger because it forces people. Like I've seen like a line of cars behind this one car. It's like empty road ahead, and then I've seen people like because they're so frustrated that guy's going slow, they're like cross a double line just to get in front of them, and it like puts everybody else in danger. And that's all of like the reason why that's been caused is because you want to drive so bloody slow. Like see how like going slow is actually more dangerous and more detrimental to people's safety than like just going the speed limit. Like I don't get it. All right, the worst is like on the Henry Lawson Drive, but it's like a one lane main road, and there's always that one person that wants to go 20 under when everybody needs to get somewhere, and like there's always empty road ahead of you. If there's empty road ahead of you and you see like a whole line of cars just bumming you, then maybe you're the problem, bro. Just go speed up a bit. Like as I said, like I'm gonna reiterate, okay, just stay within the speed limits, but like speed up like to the speed limit or like just a little bit under. Like I don't care if you're scared, bro, but like don't go 20 under because you're gonna be affecting everybody else as well. So damn selfish, bro. I think it's just like a Sydney mentality, like the rat race mentality where people are just like so selfish and they just like care about themselves. And that's it, bro. Like, be considerate. Like, you live in a society, you live in a community. Like, you gotta be considerate for other people. But that's another topic I want to dwell into. Maybe later if you want to see that topic, you should leave a comment down below or something, or follow or whatever. Let me know. But yeah, first one, everyone drives so bloody slow. Okay, so another thing that's related to this is tailgating. Obviously, you're gonna tailgate if someone's going below the speed limit. But if I'm already like at the speed limit and like you're forcing me to speed over the speed limit while you're tailgating me and like you're forcing me to break the rules, like go ahead, bro. Like if you want to break the rules, if you want to go over the speed limit, like go ahead, man. Like you can risk that fine, but in this economy I'm not risking anything, man. I need to drive to work, so I don't want to lose any points. Plus the rent is already so high, which is why I'm making TikToks, all right? And I don't want to be paying like $500 to the cops. Okay, I've done it once before and I'm not doing it again. Like, I've learned my lesson, okay? I don't want to pay 500, like, you know, $500, I've got a PC set up, bro. You know how much good stuff you can buy for $500. If you want to go and do illegal stuff, like, go ahead, bro, but don't be bumming me and tailgating me if I'm already going the speed limit. I don't know, it's such an ego thing. It's like, that's another big thing. Like, I reckon Sydney people just have like massive egos, and it's like, oh, what are you doing, bro? Like, don't involve people in your prideful ways. I don't know why I sounded like some Lord of the Rings character when I just said that, but you know what I mean. Yeah, tailgating's a big issue. It's just like, I don't know, bro. Like, just follow the rules, man. All right, let's go to reason number 3 why Sydney drivers are the worst drivers in the world. Okay, the issue of letting people in, like letting people merge, like especially in peak hour traffic. Like, if someone wants to merge, just let them merge, bro. Like, what are you gonna be, like one car ahead of them? Like yeah, that's gonna save so much time when it's like bumper to bumper traffic. Like you're not gonna let someone merge. You know, that just makes the traffic worse, right? Like, obviously you can tell if someone's like full, like being a smart Alec. I'm gonna say Alec because I want to keep it PG, and like purposely trying to cut the queue. But like, if someone's made like a genuine mistake, you can fully tell, like, and just let them in, bro. Like, I don't understand, like, what's the whole ego thing behind it. It makes you look so stupid because it's like, okay, now we're gonna be there awkwardly staring at each other at the light when we're like facing each other. Like, after you didn't let us in, like people make mistakes, and like also like you're not even gonna be that far ahead. Like, fair enough, like if you get stuck behind someone who's turning right, and then you like just don't let them in because you're like going too fast. But if it's bumper to bumper traffic and you have a lot of seconds to let somebody in and you're purposely blocking them, and people do this thing where like they don't look at the person because they try to like avoid eye contact with them, like they don't know what they're doing. Like, at least if you're gonna be like that, if you're gonna be like a big hero, like look at me in the eyes, you know what I mean? Like, when you're doing that, to make it like more awkward, you know? Like, don't pretend like you're not looking at me, because like, or at least like if you accidentally block the intersection or something, just be like, hey, sorry, like, you know, say something. Like, don't pretend to not look at me. Like, I don't get it. Like, people just want to do stuff, but they don't want to own up to it. Like, if you want to be like an idiot, right, at least own up to your idiocy. Like, don't like, don't just like pretend that you don't know what's happening. Like, you know what I mean? That's the thing that pisses me off the most, like, out of anything. Like, I don't mind if you're being an idiot. Like, if you're being an idiot, just embrace the idiocy. Like, but don't pretend that you're not an idiot, and like, don't just plead ignorance and pretend like nobody can see your idiocy, because that's really embarrassing. And yeah, it's a really weak move. But yeah. So if anyone's my dog's in the back. But like, yeah, another thing that pisses me off is like people not letting people merge, like the whole egotistical thing. Like, bro, like there's no need for that. Okay. As I said, you live in a community, you live in society. Like, you might as well look out for others while you're at it. The final point I'm gonna talk about is speeding. I don't know. I'll sound like a goody two shoes on this video, like, oh, you know, I'm like complaining about people, oh, we're following the rules or whatever. But like, unnecessary speeding, like in back streets, like, and just like being so egotistical, like speeding up like 20, 30 above the speed limit in like a little street, only for us to meet at the traffic light, like at the same traffic light. Like, you don't actually save that much time on your trip, and you're just doing it as an ego thing, because the only people that mainly do it are people in like the sports cars and stuff. Not to be a party pooper, but like, I don't think that's the place to do it. And especially like when people speed in like school zones and around schools and like where kids are and stuff, it's just like, so like, what are you doing, bro? Like, do you feel proud of yourself that you are potentially putting a child's life in danger because you want to go a bit of vroom vroom, put your foot on the gas for a bit? Like, at least in a school zone near a school, like, you just got to be more considerate, and you just got to think like, is my speeding and showing off, number one, do people actually like care about that? Do they actually clap their hands and be like, oh my god, that guy's speeding, or he can put his foot on the pedal, that's such a big skill to have? Like, oh my god, like, yeah, you're the king, bro, like, I'll bow down to you. Like, do you think people actually think that when you speed? If that's the best thing going for you in your life, then you have to reevaluate like what value you hold to yourself. Yeah. So like, speeding really like annoys me. Like, you know, on the highway, like if you want to speed in the right lane, whatever, it's your prerogative if you want to risk it, and like, yeah, if you want to risk like getting a fine or whatever. But when you're in the back street zipping in and out of traffic like for nothing, and like just zooming your engine for no reason, just to show off your sports car or whatever, it doesn't do anyone any favors. Like, and it's like so loud as well on the street. It's like so bloody annoying, and it just makes the area look bad. Like, it makes your area look bad, worse than it already is. Like, people wanna like say, oh, I live in a bad area, this and that, but then they do things to make the area look bad. Like, change does not come from the community. Like, it doesn't come from the governments and stuff. It just comes from the individual, and then it works its way up. If you can prove to like the government that you deserve funding for certain things, like if you don't destroy everything that's like new, and if, like, for example, there's a park in front of my house and people are doing like burnouts with their dirt bikes in the park. Like, if you keep doing that, like, what makes you think that the government will want to give us funding like for these kind of areas? Like, no wonder our streets are so cracked, like, because they know that if they fix something, then someone's just going to destroy it the next day. But yeah, I'm going on a tangent, but like, yeah, the speeding thing is just not very cool. And yeah, I don't want to seem like a loser, like, you know, like a hall pass monitor or whatever, but I'm like being legit. Like, I don't know what it is with the speeding and the ego of Sydney drivers, but for some reason, just Sydney people in general, they have like such big egos, you know, like they just want to always prove themselves. And it just comes from a place of deep-rooted insecurity. And I think it's because in Sydney, right, there's a big like sense of competitiveness. Like, everyone's trying to compete against each other, like who can be the richest, who can be the biggest, who can do this. And like, there's so many people in the rat race that if you feel a chance to prove yourself, then you'll take that. But it comes from a place of deep-rooted insecurity. Whereas if you're just chill, you know, you treat people nice, it reflects that you have a lot going for you, and like not just physically or whatever, or like monetary worth, but like even your personality, you have a lot going for you, so you don't have to prove yourself all the time. So you just stay calm, you stay quiet, because you don't need to prove yourself to these people, and you know exactly who you are. But I think Sydney just has a big ego problem, and it really reflects in our driving. Sydney drivers are some of the worst drivers in the world, okay? So you need to fix your driving, because I don't want to be crashing out every time I go to work in the morning. And yeah, Sydney's a beautiful city, okay? We have a lot of improvements, but one of our biggest things is our driving habits. Are just so bad. Drive to the speed limit, stop tailgating people, focus on the rules and stuff, and stop speeding when you don't need to speed, okay? And stop speeding in school zones, because that's a really bad look. Like, do you hate children, bro? Like, seriously. Yeah, if you have a nice sports car, go speed around. If you want to speed around, if you want to say go on a track or something, like, you know, we don't need to see that. Like, it's not because I'm jealous of your car or anything. Like, why would I be jealous of like material goods? Yeah, but whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess, homie. But yeah, yeah. So I hope you like my rant. Tell me what you want to see in the future, what kind of rant, and if you like this format of videos. If you want me to talk about Sydney's ego culture, comment down below. If you want me to rant about anything else, comment down below as well. Hope you liked the video. Any suggestions, put in the comments, you know, because I'm a bit of a pick-me. Nah, jokes. But we'll see you in the next one, I guess. Happy to make more of these kind of videos. See ya. Furly boy out.